Okay. Loading, loading. Does it say anything? Sound seems to be working. Starting and I am live. But my stream connection isn't great. Okay, hopefully it'll be alright for you guys and you can still hear and see me. Okay, hopefully. Guys, I'm gonna close this now. Maybe it'll give me some more juice, but it's not closing. Uh-oh. I think I lost all of my windows because I have this one opened. Oh no, it opened all of them. Okay, I have a lot of tabs open, like I have a lot of stuff to finish. And it's not closing again. Close. Yeah, it's probably gonna crash soon. This is why you shouldn't leave so many tabs open, but I have a lot of projects to finish and I'm gonna forget about them even though I wrote them down, so I left tabs open because it's hard to avoid those. Got a little sneeze there. I managed to I have a mute button on my headphones and I was like rushing to pause the to stop the sound, to cut off the sound because I was afraid I was gonna sneeze right in my mic and like cause damage to your headphones. For those of you watching the recording, I like not to like shock you. I know some of you watch these recordings pretty late in the night or at some because of the time zone or when you have time. And if you're like half asleep listening to me, I don't want to wake you up. Naps are important, as Erwin knows. He is the resident nap expert. I was talking about naps and now I'm sleepy. It doesn't help that today is again very cloudy, very dark. I woke up confused as to what time it was. It was like 9 and 5 minutes when I woke up. I was like, it's morning again. Why is it morning? I hate mornings. I try not to sleep too much in the morning. Not gonna get stuff done in that day. It's more of a golden yellow for his eye. He's like golden eye. I think it was a villain golden eye in the Bond series. Not sure if I remember correctly. I think it was a villain. Anyway, HBO decided on a release date for the last Game of Thrones season. Super excited about that. I mean, I know it might not sound like it in my voice, but this is my happy voice. Something like that. It's pretty jagged and ugly, but meh. Don't think anybody will notice. Here I forgot to erase the color behind the whiskers. Hi there, Moch Sen 1451. Fazet Chie. Gonna have to tell me what language that is so I can use a Google Translate if you don't know English. Hopefully he said something nice and wasn't cursing me in another language. I'll use a darker color. It'll save me some shading. So now I'm coloring Marie. She is a Welsh Pembroke Collie, Corgi. And she is a cyborg. So I like to affectionately call her a cyborgie. I'm just getting all of those edges that Clip Studio Paint didn't get. And also I'm trying to remember, it was something like that for the rest of the paw. And I'll finish coloring those later. I need to get my pen tablet out for that. And now it's charging. So the fairy princess is gonna be pink. Unless I change my mind about the color, and the donkey is gonna be gray. As for the background, I'm gonna have to get, I think, an older page out, the 92nd page. I think for this month we're gonna be posting 2 more pages, and by page 95 we're gonna take a break. I will be posting Patreon exclusive content. If we reach our goal on Tapastic, I will release the Patreon exclusive content there as well. Need the darker bushes. There we go. Bush, bush, bush. Background. For the trees, this color. Okay. And the bucket tool, and there we go. We filled it all up. I love the bucket tool in Clip Studio Paint. So the play is A Midsummer Night's Dream from Shakespeare, which really isn't for kids. Hence the whole argument between the cat and the dog about Niels' cultural experiences. Let's find Niels. I think that's where he is, the right brown color. I guess I could go for a lighter one. Since he is in full sun. But I like to keep the colors true, just easier for me to figure out stuff. And his backpack. There we go. Hope I colored it right. Dang. It's not right. What did I do? I like totally messed it up. I figured that would happen. Like I always do that. I have to color each panel one at a time to be sure. Okay. Combine, where are you? Merge selected layers. Oh, of course, it's gonna be all loopy. Merge selected layers. Okay. I have some extra stuff here. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's Irwin's layer and it shouldn't be there. Or not. Oh, which goddamn layer is it? Okay, it's on Irwin's color, but I selected it. And cut. Okay. The less fun side of coloring comic books is that you get the layers right. And I think I will stick to coloring one layer at one panel at the time instead of trying to do it faster. I did solve it. Oh, again, I'm on the wrong layer. Oh, okay. No, I'm on the right layer. It's just that it kept the wrong name, so it's Niels color layer. Okay, like check 100 times to be sure. June definitely uses far less layers than me. She knows what's what. I like to have a lot of layers just so I can easily edit stuff later, and then I get into these problems. But yeah, I'm looking forward to vacation. I'm gonna have a hiatus for the comic. And I'm just gonna be lazy. I haven't been lazy in a while. Just because I generally feel very guilty about that. I feel like, oh, I have to be working all the time. Like, I don't know if it's more of a cultural thing, but those of you that are from the communist bloc or know people from there, like if you ever ask them what they're doing, they're like, oh, I'm working, you know, working around the house or working at work. Like they're always gonna say, oh, you know, we're working. uh, Even if it's not true, like even if they're just lounging around the house and they have to do something but they just don't do it because they're procrastinating, they'll still say, oh, I'm working. Which I always found it absolutely hilarious when they lie about that. And I think it's become such a widespread saying that I've caught myself saying it as well. Like I was in the weekend at home doing nothing, just resting, and like, oh, you know, around the house would work. Like we say it so often, we actually believe it, or we don't realize we're saying it. I would say that it's like one of those things, for example, when Americans greet each other, they're like, "Oh, how are you?" And you're supposed to say good, even though your house burned down or something like that. You're supposed to say, "Oh, good, good." I don't think people even think about it. They just say, "Oh, good, you," and then the other one says, "Yeah, good," even though it's not true. So I would akin it to one of those sayings. Kind of makes me curious what other sayings are in other countries like this. You know, you say it without thinking and it's a lie or it doesn't make much sense. The Donkey Man from A Midsummer Night's Dream. That was one weird theater play. Uh, Dark, I think, for the main. I was hoping to make it look more like um, BoJack Horseman. So I'm gonna edit some of that hair to kind of make it look more like him. Also, I think the nose was white, so I'm gonna go. My Chrome is not working very well. I'll do that later. And June, did she draw him pants? Yeah, she drew him pants. Yeah, not good. Again. And I didn't see this in the preview, but yeah. She put on long pants and he's supposed to have short pants. So I'm gonna have to crack open my pen tablet again. Well, not crack open, take it out. Hope it's charged by now. hi Kirani. How are you? Say hello and run away. Yeah, busy days. You're welcome. Too bad you don't have time for the tapas thing. I'm gonna do another event there. Well, glad to see you again and hope you're doing great. I saw the hats you were doing and they look really nice. I'm still waiting on the plush toys. Hope you do find time to get to those at some point. And thank you for all your work on the Man Up Guild. Dun, dun, dun. Oh my gosh, it's just half an hour past. I can't believe it. Time is moving so slowly today. Like way too slowly. So as you can see, Erwin is very melodramatic. Okay, now I'm gonna have to edit Niels's line art. Because I need him to be in shorts because that's what he's been dressed with. He did not change, didn't have a reason to change. So yeah, I'm gonna give him shorts. I think it would be actually easier if I just move these around. Then if I redraw everything. Not sure. I'll try it out and see. So that will look okay for the legs. And so this is gonna be I guess I didn't need the tablet after all. But I'm gonna have to zoom out and see if I did it okay. of seems to have pretty thick, hammy legs. Gonna Dale is kind of going in the foreground now. He usually has skinnier legs. Without redrawing the whole thing. Like, I feel that would go like that anyway. Oh well. I think it's good enough. Kind of looks a bit too dark. I'm gonna open an older page. Let's see if no, it's the same one. As always, be careful not to click on the line art. That will cause it to color underneath and you get that pixel bleeding, which is not nice. Doesn't look good. It looks like there was a mistake there. And this is the look that Niels kind of gives whenever adults are arguing. He's just bored out of his mind, wondering when can he get away. Here Marie's putting on her best face, her innocent doggo face. Gotta color those toesies. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that. There are military planes over my house again. Like they're doing a lot more military training. We even had some alarms, like the ones you get for if there is a bomb or a nuclear explosion. Okay, the fountain. Yep, I'm gonna have to color that one. Sorry for yawning so much, but this weather just gets to me. I'm constantly sleepy. I'm gonna fall asleep somewhere. I'm gonna fall asleep while I'm working here on the page. I'm just gonna go plop, and that'll be that. The end of that. Actually, this one should be the lightest side, like how the light is coming. Uh, Although you have a huge building in front, like on both sides. Yeah. Complicated. I'll just leave it like this for now until I get any better ideas. just gonna go over with color. Let's see. Oh, it's far too complicated here. I have to go to settings and then change it from here. I wish it had like a more accessible button, and the color is, I don't know, they have different names. It's probably saturation or hue, the one that's called color in Photoshop. No, not color burn. Yeah, this part I don't like about Clip Studio Paint. Okay, so that's gonna be this side and it's gonna be the green side. And the other one's gonna be the red side. It's got all of that meaty goodness. Some of those herbs that were up there. I'm gonna have to check the map on this one to see what they actually were in the background, the buildings, because I'm not sure. And then this one here, these two, I'll just duplicate them from one panel to the other. The gentleman here, yeah, yellow. I think will suit him well. Oh, hi there. I didn't know that you were following me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, if not, I can always type. I clicked the wrong button, but for once it was a good thing. I just clicked the save button. Sometimes I click wrong and the program does something it shouldn't be doing, or I don't want it to do. I mean, it is doing what it's been told. You just press the wrong button. And we have our fancy pants upper class person here. Maybe a lighter yellow, not too much. They wore some pretty bold colors at those times. I did not expect that. They were quite colorful. Uh-oh. What's it doing? Well, I did not click save. Okay, it saved. Maybe I did. Oh, I thought it was Keirani. Really? Do they have a schedule like me? Because when I chose this time, I kind of looked to see who else was on. Because I was overlapping with somebody else. And so I moved, even though they moved over my time. Of course, they streamed whenever they could. Because if we're all streaming at the same time, like that would explain why I always see their messages after the fact. They're like, oh, I streamed. Oh, good for you. Because I can't go all the time in the Discord to see, and there's no calendar put anywhere. I have talked with Kirani about that, but I guess organizing people, it's hard. kind of actually like this color, so I'm just gonna keep it. Okay. The jars here, I'm gonna turn off the people just so I can see the jars. Make them green, I guess. They did have glass at that time, it's just that it wasn't great glass. So it was kinda green. Plums, plums, plums. Some nice juicy plums. It was kind of fun researching to see what I can put on the shopping stands. Like, a lot of stuff is missing, obviously. But they did have it. And this is the 1600s. It's just that it wasn't commercially available. Like, a lot of plants were known to the British, like the potato and the corn. It's just that they were not using it commercially. Had a couple of people growing it as a oddity, but it wasn't something that you ate every day, and not even if you were rich. Okay, let's see. A lot of them started with red, so I'm gonna start with red as well. It's on the other side. I don't think anybody's keeping track, so yellow is before red. Oh no, it's after now, I think. Confusing. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it like this. Hopefully nobody will notice if my pattern is wrong. it on the inside like this, and colorful outside. When the other one just decides to shiny hunt. I don't know what shiny hunt is. If you can explain to me, maybe that's looting, when looking for loot in boxes, something like that. Organized shiny hunting. Ah, Pokemon. Well, that's nice. Albinos. Oh, you have albinos in Pokemon. Oh, so it'd be kind of more like blonde instead of albino. Actually, blondes are a lot more rare in nature. Like albinism can occur if there's inbreeding quite easily. But blondes seem to be a lot more rare, which I think is peculiar. And actually, I think you have like the rarity is albino, then it goes to hypermelanation, and then you have like black panthers that are just hyperpigmented leopards, from what I understand, and then the rarity goes even further to blondes, and I don't think you can find gingers in nature aside from creatures that are naturally reddish, like red pandas and orangutans, so like that's their default color. I don't think you'll ever find a ginger lion. I think that's even more rare than a blonde lion. But that would be really nice. That would be like a really bizarre thing to find. A ginger lion. Yeah, I don't think it's very correct what they're teaching there, but I guess it's a nice start. Hard to tell what's real or not. Real blonde, fake blonde. No, I was talking about animals, so I don't think anybody paints their lion. Like, I don't think a lion would sit to be painted. They have its mane dyed. If you look into the breeding system, that's pretty well done. Have to get into it. Real the real genetic system is like pretty complicated with dominant genes and alleles and stuff like that. I don't think they would put it in a Pokemon game, but if they did, that would be nice. And they would have to constantly update it, considering what new information is found uh, in the medical world. Like, I think it would be too much of a hassle for a company to do that, but who knows? Like, that would be nice. Did I do the wrong layer again? Yes, I did. There we go. All better. And yeah, oh sorry, misunderstood. I'll be back on YouTube with my K account. Oh, so it was you, K Ronnie. I wasn't sure who I was talking to. Gotta change the color to this one. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Oh, okay, I don't know what's going on with me. Yeah, it was not nice. So this is an avid fan of the theater, and she's like shushing our protagonists, rightfully so. They're making a big racket. I guess it would be a dullish gray like this. And I think I'm done with the basic colors. I'll need to do the shading and the rest of the stuff. I'll color the fairy before I forget. Princess Bubblegum Titania, yeah. I just like really sneaking in some pop culture references. Of course, a lot of them are contemporary to me, but I'm gonna try and sneak in some older ones. Like I've been planning to put some Pokemon alien something somewhere. I think there's a Pokemon that's like a mime, clown mime something. What was his name? Do you remember? What was the Pokemon clown named? Ah, Mr. Mime. Okay. Cause the in the next few pages they're gonna go backstage, so I can have that like a suit hanging in a corner somewhere. Although, like, Pokemon again is pretty contemporary to me. I gotta look for something older. I'll think about it, see what I can sneak in. Like, I don't know if you've read my comic attentively, but like, I like to put stuff like that inside. See if people catch on. That's awesome. Thank you. I thought it was really funny. Um, George R. Martin put some, uh, some tributes to Lovecraft because he's a big fan. Nothing. All good. Yeah, so George R. R. Martin, he is, because he's still alive. He is a big fan of Lovecraft, and he put some, how do you say it, tributes to Lovecraft in his books. And since now in the internet, everybody knows everything, and it was super obvious, and now he kind of regrets it because he didn't put more thought into it. Like he named some cities after um, stuff in Lovecraft, like Carcosa is from the Lovecraft lore actually, because some of them, like for example, the King in Yellow is not a Lovecraft character, but it is Lovecraftian. It is part of the Lovecraftian mythos. And like everybody knows now what he did and what he put in his books, and he was a bit upset that uh, everybody found out everything, and it was like super obvious. Yeah, yeah. In an interview, he was complaining like, "Ah, if I knew, I didn't grow up with the internet, you guys. I would have put more effort into it." Because his publishers asked him to give all the maps that he made for the Game of Thrones universe and to sell them. So they're actually books of maps that you can buy of Westeros and Essos and stuff like that, and you can look at them or you can put them on your wall. It's really nice. Maybe someday I'll have the room and the possibility to have those as well because they're fun. And Lord of the Rings, of course, I want those maps. Watch what? Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings? Because if your internet holds, we can definitely do that. Well, yeah, because I have HBO. I paid them to, because I wanted to see it HD. Like, you really need to see Game of Thrones HD at least once in your life. And also Witcher. Like, I think it would be easier if we watched Witcher 3. Cause you have the videos on YouTube. Etalis put the HD cutscenes on YouTube. So I think we can start with that, cause it will be a lot easier, you know? Since we don't have to solely rely on my internet, my crappy internet that doesn't work very well. So we can hit play at the same time for the Witcher videos. And then we'd be watching at the same time, it's just that we're in different countries. And I think it's really neat of CD Projekt Red that they let all of these YouTubers put all the cutscenes out there for people that just don't have the money for the computer to watch it. Well, if you do that, you're ripping off Letalis and other YouTubers, so you know. You get into other moral conundrums, like, is that okay? Is that not okay? Plus, if you do that, you get quality loss, which I think is like the biggest problem. That even if you're not a very moral person, like, you'll still be upset about that. Well, then just watch that YouTuber. Because he did very high quality recording. Like, I do not have the equipment that he has to put out such a good recording. But at least I can watch it at a proper quality. Like, when I play it on my computer, it looks great. Of course, not everybody can afford a computer like I have, and that's kind of sad. They're doing a adaptation Netflix is doing, but it's gonna be a dumpster fire. They know that a lot of people want to watch Witcher, but they're too lazy to look on YouTube for the videos, or they're too lazy to read the books. And so they're doing a live action adaptation. And as far as I've seen, it's gonna be very Death Note adaptation, kind of. Like, they're gonna change a lot of things like they did with the Death Note. And if you've seen the anime or read the manga, like, personally, from what I've seen, the anime is the best one so far. It's better than the manga, than the original manga, and it's light years away better than any of the Japanese adaptations. And the American version that Netflix put out was absolutely terrible, as far as I'm concerned. It does not exist. It was just like Nickelodeon did with Avatar: The Last Airbender, and they're gonna do the same with The Witcher on Netflix. They just change stuff that makes no sense to do those changes. They chose actors that aren't actually very good at acting. They're just famous and not in the best ways. Like they chose a Scientologist or whatever to be the Witcher Geralt. And I don't know why they did that, but whatever. As far as I'm concerned, he's not a great actor. So yeah, I wish they would have chosen someone that had more experience in acting or was talented more. I don't know. I guess he looks the part because he has a lot of muscles. So I guess I'm grateful for that. The Wonder Woman that they chose was really skinny, and she's made no efforts in the what's it called, Justice League to put on more muscles. It just looks like a Barbie doll Wonder Woman. It just doesn't look like the Wonder Woman I expected. So yeah. Uh, at least he's gonna look the part because he has the muscles and the big jaw, the manly jaw. And I think that's what most people have come to associate Geralt with. Just looking at it from non. Yeah, I mean, generally I viewed adaptations as can only be a good thing. More people are gonna get to know it, even if it's bad. It's gonna be as scandalous, and that will raise its profile. So I'm generally in the there's no negative publicity camp. But I kind of look at what happened with Avatar: The Last Airbender and how a lot of money was wasted and it kind of buried the franchise. It could have been so much more faster, but it's getting there. Maybe in 20 years. It was soul crushingly disappointing. Like, I don't know. Uh, and I used to like Shamalama, but after that, I mean, he did a good thing, a film with Split, but like what he did with Avatar, like that's gonna be hard for me to get over. It felt like such a kick in the nuts. Like if I had nuts and they would be kicked, like I think that would be the feeling. It was just utter disappointment, soul crushing disappointment, infuriating disappointment. I don't think his daughter understood much because she was young, but she will grow up and then she will know what and understand what her father did, and she'll be like, I'm not related to you. Like if I was Shamalama's daughter and I grew up and I realized what he had done, I'd be like, I don't know you. Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of a weird go Indian power. Yay. Go India. I don't know, like he got struck with Indian nationalism or something. And he just switched and decided to kind of reverse stuff. Like instead of um, British are bad, Indians are bad, and they're persecuting white people. Like, I don't know what kind of weird fetish he went for, but I mean, like, if he wanted to make anybody Caucasian, it would have been the firebenders, the evil guys. They were off colonizing the world. But no, we'll make the only pale characters Indian and we'll make the good guys white. Why? Why? Yeah, it was so jarring and off-putting, leaving aside the horrible special effects, the terrible fight scenes, the nonsensical side plots, and like leaving aside all of that. He just switched things up around with no beneficial addition. Like I think he could have found enough Chinese and Japanese, like really pale Japanese and Chinese to play the Fire Nation. Like I'm sure he could have found enough white Asians to play the Fire Nation and the Ang. And I think they could have put even like if they can't find enough Asians, which I think is weird because China's full of actors. Um, they could have imported some. Like they could have gotten maybe some half Asian looking kid to play Egg. Like if Disney found a Hawaiian to play Moana. And this is what's going to happen. Yeah, it's a cute kid. All kids are pretty cute, like with rare exceptions. Um, but this is what's going to happen with Netflix's Witcher, and I'm pretty sad about that. Oh yeah, the poor kid. Yeah, yeah, he did an okay job with what he was given. Like the script was bad. The director was bad. Like the kid did all he could, really. When you have child actors, a lot of it's on the director to do a good job. It's not Anthony Hopkins that he can shine no matter how crappy the script or the director is. He just knows how to turn shit into gold. But a kid actor, like he's not gonna know that because he doesn't have the life experience. So I really feel sad for him because he got such a stinker role and it's like his first one. And like he's gonna have that on his resume for the rest of his life. Until he gets better films on his resumes, like that's gonna be a big problem for him. Like, oh, you played in that film. Yeah, thank you. Bye bye. No problem. I think this one was supposed to be yellow as well. Let me just take out the building. Stupid question, what I'm remembering. Can we start networking on Instagram primarily for a bit? You mean to send me messages on Instagram? Like, yeah, you can. It's just that I always forget to check Instagram. Oh, that's nice. I gave up on Instagram, just tired and bored of it. Every time I post something there, I get a lot of bots and hookers that follow and unfollow, so I'm kind of tired of Instagram. I don't get any real interaction, so. Okay. But I'll try and go on Discord and see if you like post anything that's, because I'm gonna forget to go on Instagram. Stardew Valley Gamers, what? Also, Tapastic doesn't allow me to make screenshots of my own comics and post them then on Instagram. It's just too complicated to um, keep it up with that. Like, as far as I'm concerned, Instagram is turned into Tumblr, so I don't really care. Okay, yeah, I'm finished with coloring, so I'm gonna end the stream here, and we'll talk on Discord this further. For those of you watching, thank you for watching, and those of you watching the recording, thank you as well. Hope you've enjoyed it. And next stream is gonna be Saturday, and I'm gonna be playing Barbarian. For those of you that don't know, it's an old little game I showed you in the previous stream. So yeah, see you then. Take care everyone. Bye bye.